Very, very tragic incident in the national capital. 16 children were poisoned and admitted to hospital after allegedly consuming a drug administered by Mohalla clinics. 3 of those 16 succumbed. Alleged negligence by Mohalla clinics, which are a pet project of the Chief Minister, has now given ammunition to the BJP and the Congress, especially in Delhi. The centre also has now stepped in and asked the state government to ensure that the said drug is not prescribed to children below the age of 4, which anyway, by the way, is a standard operating procedure. The question is, at what level was the negligence done? And even though the Aam Aadmi Party has now ordered an investigation, will there be accountability?
बड़े दुख की बात है कि अभी कुछ दिन पहले कलावती शरण हॉस्पिटल में दवाई के रिएक्शन से 3 बच्चों की डेथ हुई है। उसकी जांच के आदेश दे दिए गए हैं और 3 डॉक्टर्स को टर्मिनेट किया गया, उनकी सर्विसेज को हटाया गया है और साथ ही साथ जांच के आदेश भी दिए गए हैं। साथ में दिल्ली मेडिकल काउंसिल को भी उन डॉक्टर्स की शिकायत की गई है उनकी जांच करने के लिए। जैसे ही इसके बारे में पता लगता है कि क्या रिपोर्ट है, आपको तुरंत बताया जाएगा और जो भी डेथ हुई उसके लिए बहुत ही दुखद है।
Mohalla clinics are more like ho-halla clinics, which have more of advertising and hype attached to them and less of deliverables. And in fact, now they are becoming dangerous because 16 children in the national capital were wrongly administered a drug, a cough syrup, which should not have been given to children below the age of 4. It had been wrongly prescribed by the medical staff, which is clearly unqualified in these Mohalla clinics, and 3 of them unfortunately have lost their lives. Who is responsible for this criminal negligence and criminal action that has been done by the Mohalla clinics, which are run by the state government of Delhi? Will there be accountability?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, pediatrician and chairman at Nephron, is joining us along with the law and political analyst Manasvi Thapar. Dr. Bagai, I want to start by asking you first, how did this even happen? Isn't it standard operating procedure that this is not to be prescribed for children as young as 3 or 4 years?
Good evening, Padmaja. Good evening, everyone. So I think pediatrics really has been redefined by this incidence. Children are not small adults. Everything is, especially in smaller infants, is calculated in milligrams per kilogram per day. The drug interactions are very carefully monitored. This can be a question of life and death. Unfortunately, it turned out to be the other way around for these unfortunate families. The point which I'm trying to make is this is medical callousness. What we need to know is who has administered and who has calculated the drugs, under what condition, for what medical condition this was given. Was it co-administered with other drugs? The reason of saying this is the medicine which is contained as dextromorphin is a dual agent. It can be a neurostimulant as a toxin and it can be a neurosuppressant. So it can suddenly have an allergic reaction. You can have convulsions, seizures, respiratory distress and death. Nausea, vomiting amongst other complications such as rash and life-threatening anaphylaxis. So generally in smaller infants we don't tend to use this. The window of safety, what we call as a safety window for this drug, is extremely narrow and it can act very rapidly. It's metabolized in the liver. So we are very careful in giving these medicines. The important point again here is, Padmaja, cough is a normal reflex for children to clear the airway. If you get rid of that reflex, then the children actually abolish the ability to clear the airway. And very often then they have a precipitating catastrophe of a domino effect of various complications.
So if I was to simplify this, sir, for the layperson...
Was it a nurse who gave it?
For the layperson, is it standard operating process? Should every prescribing authority, doctor, nurse, know that this drug is not to be given to children less than 4 years of age? Would any doctor know that?
Yes, indeed, and I would even go to the extent of saying that every doctor should know what kind of cough syrups are there. Every cough syrup is not necessarily a mucolytic or a cough suppressant or an antitussive. There are different types of cough syrups. So I think the patients also should be extremely careful in using any cough suppressant only strictly under medical supervision, and I would request that all these things be prescribed by qualified pediatricians, not even GPs, or I don't know who the doctor or the apparent doctor was.
But you know, the thing is that these mohalla clinics are supposed to be the model project Manasvi Thapar of the Delhi government. Then how could this medical negligence, and there's no other way to brand it, be allowed?
Padmajaji, there is no way we can say that this can be allowed. Obviously, this cannot be allowed. But what we have understood after this particular drug being administered to the young kids was that this particular drug, dextromethorphan, is very easily available. You may not even require prescription to give it. So who was the person, who was the required person? Was it the doctor? Was it the nurse? How was it administered? Under what circumstances what is given? So this is something which we'll come to know. And the larger point is Delhi government immediately reacted to this. Delhi government immediately, through the circular of DGHS, have made sure that these drugs are no more available in the mohalla clinics, and also an inquiry committee is already set up for the same.
But sir, already lives have been lost. And if we are saying that now we are going to go back and see who made the mistake, are we sure about who is running the other mohalla clinics? Because there are many lives which are at stake over there.
It's a matter of shock for everyone. Definitely the Delhi government is going to do a complete look back. Mohalla clinics stands on the front pillar of Delhi government in terms of how well they have been executed. But it is a shocker for the Delhi government itself. They are going to look back on all the drawing books and all the doctors and how were they performing, what happened. So
and let me remind you, sir, that as far as you saying that the Delhi government reacted immediately, it's only when the media picked up the story. This incident is from the 7th of December. And it's a full fortnight later when it has been highlighted that an investigation has been ordered. Did the government not know that the mohalla clinic deaths have already happened? That this prescription was given from the mohalla clinics? That 3 children have died?
Thanks to the media that finally it has been highlighted, and thanks to the media, finally the government took action. The idea here is to save further lives, and we should be thankful to the media like yours. And if you have done something commendable, I don't think it's a political debate. It's completely on the attitude of the doctors who have been appointed. Were they properly appointed? Did they know their standard operating procedures or not? This requires proper investigation, and Delhi government is going to do that. Obviously, what has happened is a sad incident for all of us and all those families who have lost young lives. Obviously, it's a sad incident.
No, but I'm sorry, Dr. Bagai, it does give cause of concern for anyone who's going to be visiting mohalla clinic. How do I know, going into any such clinic, whether the person who is prescribing a medicine or who is performing a checkup is qualified and knows whether what he or she is doing is right?
Absolutely. My only request to my co-panelists is that there should be an independent audit, what we call is not only as a death audit, but an independent operative audit in which we know which are the type and qualifications of the different specialities which are functional, what is the depth of expertise of the medical professional, how many nurses per patient seen, how many doctors per patient seen, what are the kind of medications which are being made available, what are the common diseases which are seen, and I think just in all fairness of transparency, this audit report must be made public. I think surgeons should see the surgery cases, a lady gynecologist or a male gynecologist for that matter should see the gynecological problems. Pediatricians are qualified and only qualified to see children below the age of 18. I want to stress again, children behave very differently as compared to adults. They don't give you any warning signs. The symptoms are often hidden. The doses are extremely calculative in terms of drug errors. You have to be extremely careful and watchful. In medicine, we call this as never to happen event. These events are never supposed to happen in medicine, and I would only request my co-panelist who's representing the government in Delhi that the sternest action should be taken to clean this up. Every life which is lost is extremely valuable, and imagine the parents who are in grief for a cough syrup precipitated death.
And imagine that these are children who have died, Manasvi Thapar. It's all very well to pat a government on the back and say, well, kudos, you've now started an inquiry. The fact is that this is criminal negligence. Would you say the same thing if it had happened in Uttar Pradesh or if it had happened in Haryana? and say, all right, so children's lives have been lost, but now we are going to investigate. How do you know something is like this is not going to repeat itself?
Padmaja ji, I would not take this debate into a political debate because that is not the idea. With the panelists like Dr. Bagai, we would always want to concentrate on what is the real idea. The idea here is to make sure that the probe is properly done and let the probe be completed.
All right, so the probe will be completed, but do we ever hear the last of any such probes? And which is why I keep circling back, Dr. Bagai, that today we have an investigation that has been ordered by the government. This is a project of the government. Can we expect them to carry out a fair investigation? Will there be any audit on the nature of people who are staffing these mohalla clinics? Because they are literally catering to the most disempowered of the population. Dr. Bagai.
Yeah. Three quick points, Padmaja, and to Banasri. I think any inquiry report or any audit cannot be a self-serving inquiry. It has to be an independent, unbiased, fair and transparent audit which is time-bound. Each word is said with great amount of responsibility. There cannot be a bias in an inquiry. Point number two, the mohalla clinics, as many number what we have, let the public know what is the kind of equipment, what are the specifications, what is the kind of services which are offered in different clinics and the specialities offered with the doctor's qualification. And last, most importantly, more at a medical and scientific level, you all have a host and a huge volume of patients. Let this data of the patients which is being seen, let it be published. Let people know how many patients are seen with what kind of diseases. This will actually help us in the epidemiological profiling of diseases, in which clusters. This can be a forewarning for further epidemics and pandemics. This can be a forerunner for what kind of disease surges we see in which epidemiological profile of population.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much, Manasvi Thapar, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, for having joined me on this story. And remember, it is literally a question of life and death. The lives of 3 children have been lost. So not only does the investigation need to fix accountability for who's responsible for those children's deaths, but also ensure that the public knows when they are stepping into this mohalla clinics, are they being treated by people who are truly qualified and capable of treating them. Thanks very much for having joined me.